What's up, world? My name is Illy Maine, and I'm kind of a superstar. Hip hop, music in general, soul, however you feel it, we do it.
Honestly, I don't know where I'll be without music. It's a true story. I'm gonna let y'all into the gateway to my mind.
So my family has always been involved, surrounded by music. So I couldn't escape it no matter where I went. Family reunions, like I said, we at church, we just visiting somebody, they gonna start singing. It's like, dang. Eventually, if you, like, they're so good.
Yeah.
Because I have, like, my grandma had 15 kids. So I always have a huge family, you know, and they get around and they all grew up together. So you see them singing, you want to be a part of it. But nah, you don't want to do that because they going to make you a part of it.
Yeah.
You're in front of everybody singing. So I guess that always kind of, it just felt a part of me. You know, it's like what makes me feel close to my family is music. But that's how we expressed ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was in 3rd grade, and I told myself I'm gonna be a rapper, right?
Yep.
Right? So back then I went by the Tank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's cute.
And I was really like 311's, this Mickey Mouse voice, and I'm like, yeah, I'm Tank. Then I found out Tank was a singer. And I was like, oh, okay, I might have to switch it up some. But it really came down to me kind of discovering. You know, when you grow up, you want to do all types of stuff. You want to be an astronaut. I want to cure cancer, save the world, all that other stuff. I'm not saying you should want to do that, folks.
Yeah.
You know? Do what you love. But in me trying to discover myself, it always went back to music. I played in the band. I played bass, clarinet, tenor saxophone.
Wow.
A little piano, too. You know, but not enough that I'm about to be like, I'm a pianist.
Yeah.
But it always went back to music, so I didn't know how exactly I was going to be involved, but I knew, like, I would be involved in it some way.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I was in high school, and my brothers and cousins had been trying to, like, get this group. They were making, like, a Midwest WuTang group called Deep. So, I was like, yo, this is hype, you know? But they always told me I was too young to do this. Oh, when you get a little older, we got you. Okay. So my dad heard of this. My dad is so supportive. If it wasn't for, I don't think if my parents didn't support me, which I know a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
But if my parents didn't support me, I probably wouldn't have done it because I can deal with somebody else saying like, "Oh, you whack, I don't listen to that." Because I'm like, okay, that's whatever. You don't know what good music is.
Yeah.
You gotta hype yourself.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But if my dad came to me and was like, "Yo, that's whack," you know, it would shatter me to an extent, right? So. Long story short, he heard about this program called Change Detroit for Good.
Oh, cool.
And basically, you had to make a theme song for Detroit as they were revitalizing stuff. It was in 2009. And he's like, I think you can do it, man. You know, give it a shot. And we actually won.
Wow.
And we were supposed to get, like, the studio time. It was sponsored by Universal WuTang.
Wow.
And we actually went down to a court building. They, like, gave us, like, keys to the city.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Cardi B has a key to this. Yeah. Like, he's not even from here, but okay.
Yeah.
Like, not even the same. Yeah. Like,
that is so cool.
So, yeah, that's when I was like, maybe I can do this.
This for real, yeah.
Yeah. And then it disappeared. This is so long. But then that was like maybe when I was 15, 16. And I was so excited. But then I didn't really... So that was the first phase. Then I went through like this mental blockage because nobody thought I was a rapper. You know, not that I walked up, I'm like, oh, I'm a rapper, you know, me. But people, when they think of hip hop, they have such a
narrow view of it,
of what you can be, and that messed with me for a minute. And it took from 2009 to 2013, basically, for me to go, what are you doing, dude? Like, you gotta try this for real. I would almost hate myself if I continued on in life and just refused to chase what it is I knew all along who I was. So to tell you the truth, I thought I was gonna be a biochemist.
Wow, that's a big Big difference.
Big difference. I was science smart, you know, and I knew that would make my mom really happy because she was, oh yeah, my baby's a scientist.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
You know? And I got to college, and I was taking some classes, and it was the prereqs, but I hated it. You know, I was like, yo, this is not like what I thought it was supposed to be. I thought I'm getting in here and we gonna be, you know, making taffy or something, and it's just, what's that arithmetic meme where the lady's looking all these?
Yeah.
And I felt that like that way every day.
Yeah.
You know, but when I would do something with art, it was like I could breathe again.
Yeah.
So all my friends thought I was stupid. I told them I don't want to do science anymore, and they're like, well, what are you gonna do? I said, well, I gotta do something creative.
Yeah.
So I got into filmmaking because that was I just need to create other passion. And basically a lot of my friends at the time were kind of like, they just rejected that whole thing. And I felt alone, just kind of like, dang, nobody believes in you. They all just think you're chasing some pipe dream or something. This is filmmaking. I'm not even telling them I'm chasing music.
Yeah.
This is something that's respectable, right?
Yeah.
And when I went to a couple things hanging out with people, and every time I would tell them I was a filmmaker, I got these weird looks. But then some years later, I'll talk to the same people, and they're still looking at me like, what do you do again? I'm like, I've been telling you for years I'm filmmaking. And then I was like, you know what? Why am I sitting there fighting, trying to explain to people what it is I'm doing? And I'm not even actually doing the thing I'm trying to do. So I said, you know what? I don't care. I've always felt like an outcast in a way. So I just embraced it and was just kind of like, well, I'll be the villain in this, and I'm just going to chase my dream then. You know, when you reach that part in your adult life where you go, what am I supposed to do with my life? And as I was planning that, it's like, so I went to school, I ended up graduating, and I remember I graduated in the winter, and when we walked out of the stadium, it was snow and ice cold, you know. It was like literally like, as soon as they give you your little fake diploma thing, it's not the real thing, they give you this little fake diploma. I'm walking out there and it's just a sea. I went to Michigan State, so all these people wearing green, just a sea of green just moving, right? And and it's like these doors open up to outside, and it was just this cold, wintry wind. And I walked out there, and I started getting more chilly. Because, you know, you're wearing your cap and gown. And it was just a real big welcome to the real world.
Yeah,
you know?
Wow.
And after that, like, nobody cares. They're like, oh, you're not in school anymore, huh?
Yeah.
What do you...
Yeah.
Make yourself a productive citizen.
Yeah.
You know, how do you, and I just felt like, oh shit. It was tough, you know, and I had that moment like, how do I tell my family that I don't want to be a scientist? I don't want to, well, blah, blah, blah. I learned that you can blend all your interests if you really try.
Yeah.
But I think that was the moment, just me getting into the real world and said, if I'm going to slave for, you know, corporate America, let me actually do something that I love with it too. If I'm gonna take the blows, I'm gonna take the blows actually doing something I want to do, not take the blows.
Because you're gonna take them anyway.
You're gonna get hit anyway. That's life, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, that's kind of the moment that welcome to reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was actually when I was in Modit that the Midwest WuTang.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It changed my life, yo. I went down there and they're just kind of hanging out, and they had singers in there, and you know they're rapping, and I saw like the engineer in there. His name was Tom, actually. Like, I remember everything. Yo.
Yeah.
He's doing his stuff, and I'm sitting there like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really young. I was probably, again, between 14 and 16, my first studio experience, and I was like, oh yeah, I got to get back to this moment.
Yeah.
So I realized that a couple years ago. I always knew it, right? Because, you know, but I always tried to like defer it, like, oh, I need a business person. I'll do the art stuff, and they'll do the business stuff. I could never find that person.
Yeah.
And I used to get mad about it because I'm like, does everybody think I suck? Or,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Or am I not good enough? Why don't they want to support? And ultimately being a blessing. And I think that was just God making me not find those people because it made me learn it myself.
Yeah.
And if I had it, who knows what I would have probably messed myself up doing. Signing something you didn't want to. I had somebody present a contract to me some years ago, and I was so excited about it, and I was going to sign it, but they would have owned everything I did for the next 10 years.
Wow.
And I was my early 20s.
Yeah.
I don't even know what type of music I would make. Like, even the music I make now, I'm like, I don't want to give that to
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, my life. And my life is that was just a vague umbrella term for me saying like my family, my experiences, and it's just kind of just everything we kind of go through. I try to make sure that my identity is in my music, so I'm not trying to act like I'm some big baller, you know, whatever, even though we gonna be ballers. But I'm just trying to, I want you to feel genuine authenticity. I want you to feel that, yo, this is my brother across the way.
Yeah.
I'm going through the same thing, you know. So, luckily I've been blessed enough that my parents have been super supportive of me. I lost my mom in 2017.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And thank you. But she always really believed in me. She was just like, if you're going to do it. Funny, my mom said, you got to be about your business. You know? So that was another reason. I'm like, okay, I'm slacking too much. I got to get on it, you know? And my dad, he literally told me he doesn't care what I do as long as I'm doing my best at it. Because if he sees me half-assing it, that's going to irritate him. I know you just ain't drop all these other opportunities you had just to half-ass doing this. No, if you're going to do it, you know? So, and my dad would come to all my shows. Like, literally, the only show he hasn't come to was the Echo show that we had.
Wow.
Where we met.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only show he hasn't been to in years.
Wow.
But my other family, they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like your parents are the most, you know, when you get your parents behind you, it's like, those are the wings to fly. You know what I mean? Like,
matters, you know? Like, yeah. The hardest part for me literally was my mom passing. And the crazy part was, in 2016, I had lost an older brother. And then I found out my mom had stage 4 cancer. And I lost one of my aunties that raised me in the same year. And then 2017, I was... I kind of beat myself up because I told myself I can fix everything once I unlock whatever this is, right? Like, once you hit success, I will then be able to go back and go, here, I can take all these things you guys are worried about and I'll cover it. And I used to talk to my mom, like, Mom, I got every day. Like, Mom, I got it. We almost there. And I would want to spend time with her and stuff. She was like, no, you need to keep working. No, you need to keep trying and stuff like that. And then she ended up passing. And I'm like, I worked so hard just to not even be able to do the main thing I want to do for her, you know, which is, if anything, just spend some more time with her. And I sunk, like I was on such like a skyrocket, getting all these projects, stuff's going good. And I went to the biggest depression. That's just when I started smoking weed. Sorry, buddy. Indulge. But I didn't know how to cope. I had a lot of friends, and I isolated myself. I literally stayed in my room, except for stuff like I had to work or go to class or something. Pretty much like a year.
Wow.
And but in that time, I started getting my kind of spirit better, just to say, what am I doing, right? I need to be a better person. How do I embody the love that I've always been raised with, right? So that's what everybody I meet, I'm just so interested. How are you? What is going on, you know? So I really worked hard on that. And
how did you work on that? Because that's not something that, like, it seems like it was a very, like, conscious decision. Like, how did you say, okay, I'm going to start working on me and those moments when it's so tragic?
Honestly, my mom was kind of my, what do you call it, my safety net, in a sense. So she just understood me so much. If I would go through something, I could just call and she'd be like, oh, I know. And we'll talk, and I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. But when she wasn't there, and, you know, my dad's a Marine, so my dad's very much like, you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
Do it. And it's like, he gets sad, he does everything, but he processes it different because he's very, you know, different era. You know? And that's not what I need.
Yeah.
I am a lot more sensitive than your father. Like, you know? And
you're an artist, yeah.
I'm an artist.
You can connect to people on a different level, for sure.
And it took me in that such a vulnerable space where I was, you know, honestly, I was lashing out. You know, there'd be moments I'd be really sad, and one of my friends, they'll hit me up, but I'd be mad. I'm like, you know, you haven't asked me how I felt in 3 months, you know, because all my friends were so nervous. Well, we don't know how to talk to you. But I couldn't see that they're trying. I was just like, are you crazy? Like, you know, and as I was doing that, I'm like, dude, I'm just in this dark place, and I gotta get out of it, because I was losing everything. You know what I'm saying? All I cared about, I wouldn't eat, but I would make sure I could smoke. I would make sure I could, you know, play a game, or I would make sure that's when I started making music really heavily. Anytime I felt something, I would just be writing and trying to express, and the only comfort I could find was literally, like I said, my mom gave me, sorry.
No.
My mom gave me this green Bible, and like I said, I grew up in the church, and that's like, you know, she signed it for me, her signatures, and she had little notes and stuff in there. So I feel like that was the piece I had of her, you know, and I would use that to just cry my eyes out like every day, and that's what would keep me going. Like, okay, you know, she highlighted this. Maybe this helped her. Maybe this will help me. You know.
Yeah.
And it was that, and just
that was your mom speaking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how I made it. Still a journey. I like to think I made a long way.
Yeah.
From then.
For sure, absolutely. That's amazing that I feel like your art blossomed through all of that.
1000%. It's how I still talk to her in a lot of ways.
Wow.
With music, so. Honestly, it was my song I made. It was in 2017 when my mom was passing, a song called Fallen.
Okay.
And I literally was just mind dumping. You know, these are everything I feel right now, how I'm close and I believe, but I feel hopeless, but I still have faith, but I'm still trying, but nobody understands, and, you know, all this stuff. And I made this song, and I released it just kind of as a tribute to, you know, this is the last song my mom heard, and she said, I like it, but she was like, why are you so sad? She said, why do you sound so sad?
Yeah.
And I released it, and I started getting all this, you know, feedback from it, and people are like, man, you don't understand, this song helped me get through this really tough time I had. You know, I had one guy send me a message, I gotta show you, it's craziness. People would hit me up like, dude, I wanted to hurt myself, and I would sit here and listen to this song, and this made me not want to, or this made me get up to keep going. You know, this one lady told me she lost her husband, and this song helped her cope with the fact. And I'm just like, you know, here I am feeling like a nobody. My music's not really doing what I wanted to at the time, and I have people hitting me up going, you don't understand what this song means to me. Wow. And I had to say, I'm still the most proud of that song, even though many people haven't heard it per se. That's okay. The ones who have and have reached out to me have just, it made me feel like I can't quit, because like you said, somebody else out there might be going through something, but they don't know how to express it. They don't know how to get it out, and maybe that's what I was put here for, just to smile and tell them, I'm right here with you.
Yeah.
You know? And
where can people find it?
it's called Fallen Freestyle, however you want to do it. I got it on YouTube. It's on my SoundCloud. I still need to update my SoundCloud, but it's on there, and my Bandcamp. So yeah, just really quickly, if you ever see me throw up this L, I know I go by Illy, but I want to change the connotation of this. A lot of times in my life, people will use this to put you down. They like to say you're weird, you're this, you're that, right? Or some reason to separate you from, you know, who you are from society. This means love to me, right? Because that's ultimately the answer. So anytime you see me, if you ever feel like no one loves you, nobody cares, look me in my eyes. I love you, okay? If nobody else loves you, I love you. And the reason why I go by villain is because that's how I felt. It's all about the perception versus the intent, right? The hero, I always call this the ego. What happens when we just feel like we gotta fit into somebody, right? There's already a frame of what a hero should be. And sometimes we do that and we lose ourselves. And when we lose ourselves, we start feeling like a villain and push back and bad and all this. No, it's okay. You're just quirky. You're trying. You're on your journey. So that's it. I'm with you. Keep going. Keep trying. Never give up. Okay. And throw the L's up.
Yeah. Honestly,
it means that despite whatever people say or what box they try to put you in, it's you to go for it anyway, right? I'm a black man trying to be a rapper in 2021. Who's not? You know what I'm saying? But dare to be you. Dare to not fit in, you know? Be expansive and know that everything works for good for those who believe. So, you got this.
I don't know where I'll be without music. That's a true story.
Look at me, baby. I gotta be me no matter what the situation is. You know, I'm humble. I could be a little cocky, but it's all silliness. It's all love. It's just original. Just means you're special.
I'ma let y'all in too. The gateway to my mind.
I think that's just me. Like you said, everything you do is purposeful. And that's how I want to live my life. Everything I do is very purposeful. Even with me just showing amount of love, hyping people up, you know, making you feel like you are the protagonist. Because you are the protagonist, you know. So I believe it's my purpose in this world that loves to pull and take and just tell you that no and all hate. I was brought here to show you the exact opposite. All love. So to live in your purpose is just to do what you always knew, what you were supposed to be and what you were supposed to do. So
Yeah.
tribe is everything, you know. I'm even, like I said, appreciative of this, just meeting like-minded people, another artist, just to know it makes me want to continue because I'm like, look at this part. You glowing. I feel like I'm glowing. And it makes me want to glow brighter because, like, it's just, wow, just watching people do what they do.
Yeah.
Watching passion, watching just, it's so inspiring. So tribe is so important to me. No matter if that's just 2 people or you end up getting 1 million. It doesn't matter. If there's another person there that say, I got you, then I feel like I can take over the world. And that's what I want to be for people. I want to be the other person next to them saying, the world is yours.
Honestly, I don't know where I'll be without music. That's a true story.
My dope ass dream is to create a space that no matter how weird or individual you may feel that you are, that you always know you have a family, that you have people around you that's gonna rock with you, we're gonna be with you, we'll listen to you, you know. My dream is to inspire people who always been told that you can't.
Yeah.
What's up, world? My name is Illy Maine, and I'm kind of a superstar. Hip-hop, music in general, soul, however you feel it, we do it. You can find me on the internets at Illy_Maine. That's my Instagram. I'm rarely on Twitter, but make sure you catch me on Instagram. Check out my Bandcamp. And I have a website, illymaine.com. So that's ILLYMAINE. Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, so many streaming platforms. And check it out. We got the album Villain coming out anytime now. I'm waiting. You waiting. I hope you are. It's about to be amazing. So
Coming for. Why can't they see beyond my mask? Well, I'm a pro, so that's